Gen Z is gaining a reputation, but it's not a good one. Employers are iffy on hiring them, and the data shows it. In 2024, a study showing that 1 in 6 employers are hesitant to hire recent college graduates, and 75% of them are unsatisfied with the ones they do hire. So why is Gen Z unemployable? That's the question an NYU professor why they conducted a study to find out the answer to.
The results: 2% of Gen Zers hold the same values that the companies want in most new hires. Those values being achievement, scope, aka learning and action, and work centrism. In other words, comfort with hard work. As for Gen Z, those things are ranked at the bottom of their priorities. What Gen Z wants from a workplace: well-being, self-care, helping others, and authenticity and expression.
Joining us now is the NYU professor who conducted this study, author and host of the Becoming You podcast, Suzy Welch. Thanks so much for joining us. This is a little scary.
It's a little rattling, I'll say. And I myself work with Gen Z students. I teach them. I happen to be very fond of them, and so I had a little bit of a sense of which way the data might go. But even I was taken aback by the magnitude of the discrepancy.
Suzy, it's incredible the work you did with this, because you were able to truly quantify values. And is it that the companies need to change, not the students or not the young?
Well, I think that Gen Z would love the companies to change, and I think what happens is the companies are run by people who have different values, and those values have led to financial success, so they don't want to try a different version of it. They're like, well, I know achievement works, and I know work centrism works, and I think you get things done that way, and learning is something you really want to have in people. Am I really going to gamble it and sort of have a company where the main values are self-care and authentic expression? I think that one place there is overlap is that some companies really do like this this value of altruism, of non-sympathy, of helping people. So I think that, will the companies change? Some of them are going to have to, because there's only 2% of Gen Z that has the values that they're seeking. So they're going to have to accommodate the 98%.
So one thing is to have the skill set to actually do the job, and another is an attitude adjustment that I worry about, because they grew up culturally very different. They're growing up with mobile phones and the immediate gratification to be able to see something on their phone. How does that all interweave into a workplace environment where employers want success and they have a fiduciary responsibility to grow the profit?
Yeah, well, let's separate, you make a great point. Let's separate skills, which are, I call aptitudes, from values. So, of course, the first box you want to check for somebody that you're hiring is that they have the right skills, the right aptitudes. Well, okay, you can kind of do that for a college student, but we all know college students basically can't do anything. And whenever they show up, the job is going to change in the first 6 months. So, okay, you have a little tiny light mark, like, okay, they've sort of got the aptitudes, they've done some studying in that area. Really, when you're coming out of college, you're hiring for attitude. You're hiring for values. That's any boss who's hiring a young person says, okay, I'm gonna have to train them 25 times. They're never gonna come fully loaded. Do they have the right values? And then in their head, they're thinking, okay, which values am I looking for? I'm looking for achievement, this desire to win. I'm looking for desire to grow, to learn, and to work. I mean, just the love of work. And then what's happening is most people who are applying for the jobs are showing up with vastly different values than that. And so what you end up having is an environment where bosses are saying, I can't find anybody to hire, and you've got young people saying, I can't find anybody who wants to hire me. And everybody goes, well, what's going on? Well, what's going on is this gigantic gap between what is wanted and what is being presented.
So fix it. How do you,
fix it, David?
No, how do you fix it? Yeah. Because you start talking about, how do you teach values? How do you change someone's desire for the way they live and the way they work?
I don't know if you can. Okay, so I always say, don't shoot the messenger here. I have the data that proves this, right? And so, but why they have their values, that's a whole other school of thought that's called values formation. Is it their parents? Is it the culture? Is it the economy? I mean, after this article ran, all I've had is people pointing fingers at who's responsible. I am not sure it can be fixed. I don't think most companies, big banks and tech companies are going to say, hey, we're changing all of our values. Our number one value is now going to be your authentic self-expression. Their number one value is performance. They do have a fiduciary responsibility. But I do think what's going to happen is Gen Zers who want to get hired, they're not going to change their values. That's a very hard thing to do. They may repress or suppress them so that they get hired or stay hired.
Right. Hey, you can have your value set, and it doesn't have to be expressed through the workplace. Right?
She's got this great book, Becoming You, Suzy Welch, and
your podcast is amazing.
Thank you so
we
much.
got to have you back to talk about artificial intelligence and how that's going to change the workplace as well.
Yeah.
But, great stuff.
Don't ask
Great
twice,
stuff.
I'll be here.
Yeah,
Thanks.
very good.
See you.
Suzy Welch.